Hello and assalamu alaikum guys. This is your host Sarmad Jamali and you're watching a brand new show Physics Behind brought to you by me, withMarker. This show will bring you some common and uncommon daily life events and the scientific explanations behind them. In this episode, we will be discussing about how does the martial artist breaks the brick. So now without wasting any time, let's get into our first episode of Physics Behind. So now take a look at the small clip. How comfortably the artist is breaking bricks.
Come on, Kay! Come on, Kay! Come on, Kay! Come on, Kay! Come on, Kevin! 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 Go!
Before explaining this artistic phenomena, let me teach you about the third law of Newton. The third law of Newton states that every physical action has equal and opposite reaction. The explanation behind the third law of Newton is if I throw a ball towards a wall with some Newton force, the wall will repel it with the same Newton force but in opposite direction. Let me explain you this beautiful phenomena by a story of a boy named Sigma. Sigma was an ambitious boy. He always dreamed of becoming a martial artist. Every day after his school, he traveled to forest for training. He had seen martial artists breaking wooden planks and bricks. He wanted to do the same, but was never able to execute it. One day, out of the blue, there was an old man with long hair sitting under an apple tree. That man was none other than Sir Isaac Newton. He went to the boy and told him that the problem is not with your fist. The problem is with your understanding of physics. The boy was like, "Please, respected teacher," or "Sir, leave me alone. I'm not in the mood of school." "Now I understand you do not understand the science, kid. Science is not for the passing school. It is for you to understand the behavior of nature. Like how do you walk, why you breathe, why your heart beats, why is there a moon, what is the water made of, and the most important for you now, how does the things break?" And boy replied, "How?" To understand that, you need to understand two forces first. If two forces are into the same direction, they add up with each other. And if the same forces are in opposite direction, they cancel out each other. But if you want to keep an object into a stable condition, the forces must be in opposite direction. Let me show you how. Boy, take a look at this situation. There are two men pulling the cart towards east. Now tell me, boy, where would the cart will move? It will move towards the east. Excellent, boy. Now take a look at this picture. Those two same men are pulling the cart but in opposite direction. Both are pulling it by equal forces. To whom the cart will move? It will stand still because both forces are cancelling each other. Let's take the same situation but with little twist. The man on east is applying 7 Newton force and the man on west is applying 5 Newton force. To whom the cart will move? It will move towards the east because the man on east is applying more power to create more force. Wait a minute. If we are standing on Earth, does it mean that there are two forces holding us together? Of course there are. Gravity of Earth, which comes from its mass, pulls us downward. In against of that, mass of earth creates another force, upward force. And these two forces hold us together on earth. Now I understand if anybody applies force on any other surface, the surface will repel the same amount of the force in opposite direction. And that's the third law of Newton, isn't it? It is, kid. I understand that, but what's its connection to breaking a brick? Only last piece of puzzle which is missing. Now listen, kid. Every body or the surface will repel some certain amount of the force. If amount of the force is greater than the capability of surface to repel it, the surface will break up into the pieces. And that is how things break. Now we know how things break. We can get to our agenda. So before breaking a brick, we need to know what are we trying to break. If you put your brick on surface of earth, the amount of force you will apply will transfer to earth. And I don't think so that you can break earth. So to break a brick, we need to prepare a proper surface first. Let's prepare one. We will need two strong blocks and good amount of distance between them. Let's put our brick over them. Now we can see that the edges of the brick are connected with blocks and there is no surface on this area. If we apply good amount of the force on this area of the brick, the blocks will repel it from the edges and that will create a turning force, which is torque. With the help of these two forces, you can easily break your brick. Go on, kid. Show me what you got. Oh, finally I did it. Thank you so much, Newton. Thank you so much. From the video, we can see that to break anything, two forces should be applied, but in different direction.